Well, a very warm welcome back to Neutral's Wellbeing Centre, folks. We can only apologise about the lack of commentary in this first quarter or so. For those who cannot see the scoreboard, it is currently City of Birmingham Rockets 7, Milton Keynes Breakers 18. It has been a fantastic and fast-paced start from the visitors. The Rockets, though, here looking to make up for what has been a relatively slow start on offence. Powell in towards Tolawashe, and Tolawashe connects with the layup. Right-handed. So there's another 2 on the score. It's now Rockets 9, Breakers 18. KJ Johnson now coming forward, the number 5 for the MK Breakers, in towards Chris Towerer. Towerer utilising his size, physicality and strength, pops it over the top of Luke Okasieme, and that will be another 2-point play here for the Breakers of Milton Keynes. So it's now Rockets 9, Breakers 20. Powell with the jump shot from mid-range. The general makes it look very easy as always. And now the deficit reduced to just 9 points. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining now as Zach Powell wins back on the fast break, puts it behind the back and makes it an and-one opportunity. Outstanding play that from Zach Powell. Drew the contact and then goes and makes it. And confirmation of the foul there, that was against the number 5 of KJ Johnson. That was his first personal foul of the evening, and the Breakers' third of quarter number 1. So there will be one free throw coming up here for Zach Powell and the City of Birmingham Rockets in this men's NBL Division 1 matchup. We'll have a slight change of personnel as KJ Johnson makes way for the number 1 of Temmie George. And seeing as we didn't have any commentary earlier, I will take you through both of the teams in the interval. But Powell makes his free throw, cuts it down to just a 6-point deficit. It's Rockets 14, Breakers 20. Here come MK then in the form of Freckleton. Freckleton into Towerer, and Towerer lays it in over the top. Extends it back to an 8-point game. But as we know in this wonderful sport, things change and they change very quickly. Here's Powell from beyond the arc. He drew the contact. No foul given. And now it's MK who can go on a fast break of their own. It's Robinson, kicks it out towards Freckleton on the wing. Freckleton, attempted 3, is rebounded here by Tolawashe. Martin Gale, the Rockets captain now, can bring the ball forward. He's got men in the paint. He's got Okasieme, bounce pass in towards Tolawashe. And unfortunately for the men in red, that one deflects off the number 1 and goes out of bounds. Will still be Rockets basketball here though. We've got personnel of Tolawashe, the man in possession now, Leon Henry, Zach Powell, and the aforementioned Okasieme. Okasieme back towards Powell. Powell step back, jumper. Another 2-point play there for Zach Powell and the City of Birmingham Rockets. As we enter the final 5 seconds of quarter number 1, Freckleton with a Hail Mary, and Freckleton makes the play. That is a tremendous shot from Blaine Freckleton, who right at the buzzer re-extends that lead to 9 points. So at the end of quarter number 1, it's City of Birmingham Rockets 16, MK Breakers 25. And how about that shot from Blaine Freckleton? He was well beyond the arc, he was contested as well, and somehow still manages to connect with the shot. That really was an outstanding effort there in the end. So while we have got the brief interval between the 2 quarters, I'll just take you through the 2 teams in action here this evening, starting with your City of Birmingham Rockets. Charles Smith named a starting 5 of Martin Gale, Zach Powell, Lucas McGregor, Orland Jackman, Luke Okasieme, and then on the bench you've got Faris Magal, Sam Tolawashe, Nectarius Papadopoulos, CJ Hayden, Levi Knoll, Arian Davudi, and the number 23 of Leon Henry. As for the visitors, Billy Beddoe named the current starting five of Blaine Freckleton, KJ Johnson, Kai Walker, Adrian Scarborough and Troy McIndoe. On the Breakers bench they have Temmie George, Jaguar Jackson, Nate Robinson, Noah Brown, Damien Ogadan, Kai Williams and Chris Tallier. And we can only apologise about the lack of score graphics here this evening as well. We have had to put up a little bit of a makeshift setup here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre, so I will keep you up to date with the scores as each and every single basket goes in here on Super Saturday. And a reminder for those who aren't currently aware of the score, it's currently Rockets 16, Breakers 25. So we're ready now for quarter number 2. It's Gale with the inbounds. Let's get ready to play some basketball then. So Leon Henry on the floor here for the City of Birmingham Rockets. So too is Okasi Eme. He's just dished it inside towards Henry, and Henry with a turnaround layup pops that one in. Really nice work there from the veteran Rockets guard. Just made the cuts into the paints, generated that degree of separation and does a fantastic job there as Robinson puts up a three. Contested and it's rebounded there by Orland Jackman. Jackman kicks it out towards McGregor. McGregor into Henry in the corner, and I think Leon Henry has stepped out of bounds there, so this will be a turnover in possession early on here in quarter number 2. And that might just be frustrating for the home side there. They're beginning to generate a little bit of momentum in the early stages of quarter number 2, but yeah, unfortunately that has killed any chance of a scoring play. Here is Temmie George out towards Freckleton on the right wing. Lovely passing this from the Milton Keynes Breakers. George though airballs the effort. Collected by Okasi Eme. Dishes it out towards McGregor. McGregor now to his captain Gale. What a fantastic night the last time here against the Bristol Hurricanes. Really had a point to prove in the NBL National Cup as Jackman contested layup with the right hand is no good. Here comes Temmie George in the Breakers. He's got Freckleton in the left hand corner. Freckleton for three. It's no good, but it's collected by the man mountain Chris Tallier, who kicks it back towards Freckleton. And there was contact between Freckleton and Jackman there. We just await the foul of the call here. And the officials just having a little bit of a chat there. And in the end it has been a foul called against the number 25 of Chris Tallier, who himself now departs along with Temmie George. And Kai Williams and Adrian Scarborough re-enter the arena. So it'll be Rockets basketball. It's McGregor to bring it forward. He's got his captain Gale lurking around at the top of the arc. Here's Leon Henry bursting into the paint. But he's been called there for an offensive foul. And this will turn over possession straight back to the Breakers. And in a game which has been relatively close as this one has, it's those 50-50s. On another night maybe Henry isn't stepping out of bounds, maybe there he's not committing the charge. This game could be even closer. But there's still plenty of action left in this one. So here come the Breakers on an offensive possession of their own. It's KJ Johnson utilising the handles very well, drives in, left-handed layup is good. And now moves the score on to Rockets 18, Breakers 27. McGregor, long looping pass in towards Gale. Gale posts up. Gale pops the shot around the corner, and Gale banks it in off the glass. Another 2-point play for the Rockets captain. How can Johnson respond? Kicks it out towards Robinson on the wing. Robinson's shot is collected there by Leon Henry. And in the end, I think Leon Henry was fouled. Yes, there was. Called against the number 7 of Blaine Freckleton. So forward now comes Lucas McGregor. How can he impact this game tonight? He's a pivotal player for Charles Smith on both defence and offence. Offers so much in both departments. Here's Orland Jackman. And he utilised his experience to turn this one round. McGregor from beyond the arc. It's a long and deep three, which ends up going out of bounds. So this will be Breakers basketball. And in fact, if my memory serves me correctly, I think that was Lucas's first shot of the night. In terms of the Rockets scorers, Powell is leading on 7, shooting 50% from the floor. We've got Jackman on 3, Gale on 4 and Tolawashe on 4 as Blaine Freckleton cashes in yet another 3-pointer here. It's now 4 from 7 from beyond the arc. Powell now with a scintillating stun move. Lays it in with the left hands. And this game now is beginning to shift through the gears at a very rapid rate. It's what we like to see though. MK dealing in 3-pointers. And yet again, an attempted shot there clatters off the iron. And there has been a foul called against the number 4 of Adrian Scarborough. That's his first personal foul of the evening. And the Breakers third here in quarter number 2. There's still 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining on the clock here, so plenty of time for the home side to change their fortunes, get back into this one and head into half time with a bit of momentum. Henry in towards Jackman. Jackman now assesses his options, loves to post up, and he does exactly that, does Orlan. Now with the left hand, pass it in towards McGregor. McGregor into Hayden. What will CJ do? Passes it to Powell. There's only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Powell has to put it up. And that really was some stifling defending from Nate Robinson on the perimeter. Didn't allow for the cut at all as planned. And in the end, that always was going to be a ridiculously difficult shot for Zach Powell to try and concoct. As a result, though, it will be Breakers' possession. We'll just have a little bit of a stoppage here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. We're just resetting the scoreboards. Make sure that the scores are correct. I make it 22-30. And there we go, yep, it has been reset to 22-30. So on the restart comes Blaine Freckleton. He's got KJ Johnson with him, the number 5. Rockets beginning to just double team on the perimeter as Johnson puts up a contested 3 and Johnson makes it. Cash money all the way. That's a big shot for the Breakers to just halt that momentum for the Rockets. Here's Leon Henry. Has McGregor be on the line? He passes it in towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe spinning his man, and Tolawashe makes it with the right hand. However, I think he has just been called for a travel there. And yes, he has. So this will be Breakers basketball. Unfortunately, wipes off what was quite an aesthetically pleasing play there for the hosts. The MK to bring us forward then. Here comes Johnson. Kicks out towards the number 23 of Williams. His shots was high and arching. And it's collected here by the men in red. Tolawashe kicks it out towards McGregor. McGregor now driving in with purpose. His layup under contact. No good on this occasion though. So Johnson to bring MK forward once more. Contested right-handed layup there by Kai Williams is good. After a little bit of a stretch, a hot patch for the Rockets, they have called off ever so slightly as Tolawashe's three is no good. Score still 22-35 in favour of the visitors. Robinson now takes a deep three. Maybe a little bit of a heat check, can't make that one. It's rebounded here by McGregor, takes it down the right-hand channel. He's got Henry with him. Henry fakes his man. And now Jackman utilises the spin move in the post. And he draws the foul there from the number 24 of Troy McIndoe. I mean, if we are to be a little bit critical of MK in this second quarter, I mean, they've been brilliant from behind the line. They've been excellent in terms of switching up between points in the paint and shots attempted from behind the arc. But, yeah, those fouls, just 4 of them already. So one more and, yeah, the Rockets will be heading to the line for free throws. Something for the visiting side to just be aware of as we head into the rest of this game. Here is Tolawashe then. Tolawashe, well, he was double teamed in the paint. Had absolutely nowhere to go. And the door was not only not ajar, it was shut firmly in his face. So it will be Breakers basketball then. Talia with the underarm pass out towards Johnson. Johnson takes the jump shot and Johnson makes it. Really impressed with Johnson so far. Been a live wire on defence, turning that defence into offence very effectively. And so far he really has been a standout for the visiting side. 11 points already, Freckleton on 12. Walker on 4 and Terry on 4 as well. As Milton Keynes do commit their 5th foul of the quarter. And these will be some free throw attempts for Sam Tolawashe and the City of Birmingham Rockets. Tolawashe's first one is up and it's good. Score now Rockets 23, Breakers 37. Tolawashe prepares for his second one and he cashes in the second. It's a 2-point play. So 13 points now separating these two teams. The Rockets will have work to do at this stage, it has to be said. So this has been a thoroughly impressive performance by the Breakers as Johnson, well, in the end I think he's been called for an offensive foul there. Looking to draw a little bit of contact, instead he's the man who provides the contact. And that will be yet another foul against the Breakers. And a massive thank you to all of you tuning into our YouTube live stream this evening. We have had some technical gremlins, we can only apologise for those. As such, we don't have any scoreboard graphics or our usual matchday presentation, but I will take you through the game as best as I possibly can as Zach Powell puts up his second free throw. It's good. And it's now Rockets 26, Breakers 37. Confirmation of that previous foul as well. It wasn't called against KJ Johnson. Instead it was called against the number 25 of the Breakers, Chris Talia. That was his second personal foul of the evening. I believe that's already 6 in this quarter for Milton Keynes as the Rockets once more go to that double team. They're really aggressive on the defensive rotations. On that occasion, I think they've been a little bit too aggressive. Zach Powell has been called for a defensive foul. It's the Rockets' second of the quarter. And it will mean that the basketball stays in the hands of the visitors. Well, a little bit of miscommunication there between KJ Johnson and Kai Williams results in the turnover. They weren't under too much defensive pressure there either from the Rockets. Charles Smith's side deciding to play a little bit of off-ball there, and maybe that actually played into the psyche. They won that psychological battle as Powell passes in towards Okasieme. Okasieme puts it over the top of Kai Walker. And what was once a very handy 13-point lead now stands at just 9. It's Rockets 28, Breakers 37. And of course, folks, this is not the only NBL Division 1 match taking place here on Super Saturday. I'll take you through some of those scores at the interval. But I'll tell you what, I think we've got a real good game on our hands here. Just 9 points separating these two teams. Two sides have a real knack as well of cashing in massive threes. I mentioned McGregor beforehand. Powell's another one for the City of Birmingham Rockets. And in any good basketball team at any level, you always want a bullseye or a dead-eye shooter off the bench, and they have got that in Faris McGarl. And then of course the Breakers, you've got the captain Blaine Freckleton. So yeah, I must say I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing how this one continues. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock then in quarter number 2. Rockets still trailing by 9 points. And it will be the aforementioned Freckleton to get us back underway. Darts in a pass to his partner in crime, KJ Johnson, and these two have been cooking up a storm here this evening. 25 points between the duo already. I don't think the word dynamic quite cuts it. Here goes Nate Robinson driving in. He was under so much pressure. And in the end, a second chance opportunity isn't cashed in. Will the third one be? No, it won't. But much to the disdain and chagrin of the Rockets fans here at Nechells, there has been a foul called against the number 21 of Luke Okasieme. So this will be a pair of free throws coming up for Nate Robinson and the MK Breakers. Robinson's first one is good. It's the 38th point on the board for the visitors. Robinson collects himself, just gathers his concentration and drains the second free throw as well. So the lead for the Buckinghamshire base side is restored, but Okasieme has just delivered a devastating dunk on the rim to cut it straight back down to a 9-point deficit. That's exactly what Okasieme does. High energy plays from the former GB athletes. And there will be another foul called here against the Rockets. This will be Breakers basketball just in front of us here in the commentary position. It's a foul called against the number 1 of Sam Tolawashe. That's his first personal foul of the evening. It'll be Blaine Freckleton to restart us then. So Freckleton it is in towards Walker. Fast pass, almost took the Rockets completely unawares. That was a very effective play there by the former NBL Division 2 side, and what a story it is, by the way, with the Breakers. You think back to last season with the National Cup victory, the first team to win the Cup, competing in a league which wasn't Division 1 since 1973. It really was a spectacular season, and of course it was capped off by promotion to NBL Division 1. So regardless of what happens with this team this season, really has been an exhilarating year for basketball in the county of Buckinghamshire. As McGregor now brings the ball forward, Gale kicks it out towards Powell. Now about 12 seconds on the shot clock, Powell gives it in towards Okasieme. And Okasieme does indeed get the foul in his favour. That is a foul against the number 7 of Blaine Freckleton, his second personal foul of the evening. So these will be 2 free throws coming up for Luke Okasieme, who connects with the first one. Rockets 31, Breakers 41. Second one, unfortunately for the host, is no good though. And there has been a foul called here against the Rockets. The officials just having a word with our scorers and statisticians over there, so we will have confirmation of the reasons behind the foul in a few moments' time. And as a result, it will be a couple of free throws here for Kai Walker, who goes a little bit too deep with his first efforts. We have just had confirmation it was a foul against the number 14 of Zach Powell there, his second foul of the evening for the Rockets, as Walker splashes in the second one. Breakers up by 42 points to 31. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Walker delivers a devastating bounce pass, gets it back from Robinson, and draws the and one opportunity as well. A textbook play there from the men in black. Now an opportunity for a 3-point play here for Kai Walker. He's really starting to grow into this one. You can see the confidence. There's a sort of mojo and rhythm to his basketball out there on the court. He's already shooting 60%. Here's Walker then with the free throw, can't make it. Tolawashe leaps up there like a salmon to claim the rebound. Now there'll be a chance here for Martin Gale, beyond the arc, can't make it. Will be rebounded here by the Breakers. Johnson kicks it forward, there's no one back for the Rockets, and Walker throws it down. Another slam dunk in this game. Of course it had to be that man Kai Walker. He's having a spectacular end to the half on both sides of the floor. Here is Tolawashe then, using his muscle and strength and physicality, trying to desperately turn the tide of this one. And in the end he does get fouled. First foul of the evening called against Temi George. And a staggering 7th foul of the quarter called against the MK Breakers. You'll think actually just having a little bit of a chat about that now. So Okasieme makes his first free throw. And how the Rockets would love to make this a 2-point play. And indeed it is a 2-point play. So it's now Rockets 33, Breakers 46. As Okasieme makes way then for the number 16 of Arian Daboudi. Johnson out towards Walker. You can see some really aggressive defensive sets being played here by the Rockets as Johnson steps his way into the paint, weaves and ducks and dives his way around defenders. Somehow makes it 2 seconds left. Gerrell towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe with the buzzer beater. Slightly overcooks it, and that will bring us to an end to what has been a pulsating first half of basketball here in the second city. It's the Rockets who have all of the work to do here heading into the interval. It's COB Rockets 33, MK Breakers 48. And just to take you through some of the standout performances of this first half, especially considering as we didn't have any graphics or sound for that first quarter, I'll just take you through some of them for the visitors. First and foremost, KJ Johnson, 13 points. He shot 66% from the floor, the majority of which have been from 2-point range. As for Blaine Freckleton, he's got 12 points. He's shooting 50%, and he's made 4 from 7 from behind the line. And finally, Kai Walker. I mean, I mentioned this man. As the quarter went on, as the half went on, he just generated so much more confidence. There was a sort of mojo oozing in his game. It really was wonderful to see him get a few valuable baskets towards the end of proceedings. As for the Rockets, I mean, it's been a good first half there for Zach Powell, scoring 11 points. He shot 50% from the floor. But aside from Tolawashe, no one else has broken above 6 points. So work to be done here for the home side. We'll just have a little bit of a short interval here on the comms as we have our half-time entertainment here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. And I will be back on the microphone in around about 10 minutes time to take you through some of the other NBL Division 1 scores, as well as to take you through the action as we head into half number 2 here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. Do not go anywhere, folks. We'll just take a short break from commentary, but when we return, we'll be back for those NBL Division 1 scores, as well as the resumption of the action in this electrifying encounter. A very warm welcome back, everyone, to Nechel's Wellbeing Centre, where we are just over a minute away from the resumption of action here in the NBL Division 1 match between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the MK Breakers. A reminder of the score. Work to be done here for the home side. It's Rockets 33, Breakers 48. I also did promise that we'd go through some of the scores on the doors in other games taking place here on Super Saturday. In the early tip-off, Newcastle beat Bradford by a score of 90 points to 73. So the Knights, they've been on a little bit of an inconsistent run. It's good to see them back in the wins column. As for the game between the Thames Valley Cavaliers and the Loughborough Riders, it's the Riders who won that one away at Uxbridge College by a score of 99 points to 105. In the game between the Essex Rebels and the Bristol Hurricanes, it's Essex, the home side, who have emerged victorious in that one by a tally of 102 to 86. And finally, in the other late tip-off here in NBL Division 1, the Worthing Thunder are currently leading the league leaders, the unbeaten Hemel Storm, by 56 points to 50 at Worthing Leisure Centre. So let's wait and see what happens in that one. But of course, our focus now remains fully here in the fine second city of Birmingham, where the Rockets and the Breakers are ready to kickstart the action once more here in quarter number 3. It'll be Blaine Freckleton to restart us then, with a high looping pass back towards KJ Johnson. And how those two would love to continue that hot streak that we saw from them in the first half. Here's Adrian Scarborough bullying his way through. There'll be a battle there for the rebound. Eventually it clatters off the post. And the ball will end up back in the hands of the City of Birmingham Rockets. It'll be Sam Tolawashe with the inbound. So Powell it is who kicks out towards McGregor. Being guarded intently there by KJ Johnson. It's down the hands of Tolawashe, out towards Powell on the left-hand wing. And it's intriguing to see the different defensive sets from both of these two teams as Martin Gale splashes in his first mid-range shots of the third quarter. It's a sight that many a Rockets fan will be very excited to see, because when Gale is cashing in those middies, you know that he's going to find some form. Here is Johnson once more. Cycle the ball between one another, but a sea of MK bodies eventually wins back the rebound. Freckleton takes the first time shot. He almost celebrated that one a little bit too early. Here is Zach Powell working his way into the paint. Kicks it out towards Jackman. Jackman from behind the line. Too shallow on that attempt. Board is collected there by Adrian Scarborough. Can now give it out towards Johnson. Kai Walker's there in the corner for 3. There'll be work here to do for the Rockets to shovel that one back into play. It was well done there between Tolawashe and Jackman. Powell now is the beneficiary of that hustle and heart shown on the defensive side of the court. And he now makes his first shots of the second half. Because the deficit to 14. It's Rockets 37, Breakers 51. Freckleton, attempted pass into the centre, results in the turnover of possession, much to the delight of the Rockets bench. To a man, they all stood up in celebration there. And in fact, there has been a foul called against the number 24 of Troy McIndoe. So that is the first personal foul against the Breakers here in the second half, and that is the third one against the number 24. Here is Jackman then, being guarded on ball by Towier. Jackman, real battle of the bulldozers in the middle. And in the end, Jackman, well, it was a valiant attempt, but just could not quite corral that one back into play. So forward now comes Freckleton. Out towards Adrian Scarborough, who's been a real standout for the Breakers all season long. Been named in the NBL Team of the Week, and here is Scarborough! who throws down the exclamation mark on that dunk. And just as I was bigging up his efforts in NBL Division 1 this season, he goes and produces that play. Attempted jump shot from the Rockets is no good. Board has been collected there by the Breakers. Johnson kicks it in towards Towier. Towier into Walker. Walker denied by the rim. And now the Rockets can come forward on a fast break of their own. It's McGregor. Attempted underhand pass. And unfortunately for the Rockets, a rather frenetic and chaotic possession comes to an end off the left hand of Martin Gale. It will be a turnover here. 6 minutes and 35 seconds left here in quarter number 3. Score still 37-53. And there will be a foul called against Lucas McGregor there for holding the jersey of KJ Johnson. It's McGregor's 3rd personal foul of the evening and the Rockets' first one here in the second half. Walker bounce pass in towards Johnson. He'll now advance forward. You can see the confidence flowing through his veins as well with the handles. Silky smooth with the crossovers and the step backs. No look pass in towards Walker. Walker Euro steps, puts it in towards Towier, who hooks that one in for another 2-point play. So Rockets 37, Breakers 55. McGregor darting pass out towards Powell. Here's Gale from behind the line, can't connect with his 3. And maybe at some point you'd wonder if the Rockets might just change up the game plan here. Yes, in the modern game it's a lot of 3-pointers, but they showed this against the Bristol Hurricanes in the Cup. Points in the paint are pivotal. And it's something which, in games where they have been successful this season, whether that's League or Cup, they have outscored their opposition in the paint. It's a massive area of their game. And you look this evening, the Breakers are outscoring them by 4 in that department. Here is Scarborough as he draws the contact there from Sam Tolawashe. That'll be Tolawashe's 2nd foul of the evening, as well as the Rockets' 2nd foul here in quarter number 3. Interestingly enough though, actually, just looking at the statistics, one of the things where the Rockets actually are leading so far is fast break opportunities. They're outscoring MK by 8 in that department, so turning defence into attack isn't a problem. It's just a case of maybe just slowing things down ever so slightly, getting some better reads, making those cuts into the paint. Could be the difference in this encounter. Here is Scarborough's 2nd free throw. Makes his 2nd one, so it's Rockets 37, Breakers 56. Gale to Tolawashe. Tolawashe to Powell now on the wing. Powell takes the mid-range jump shots, makes it over his man. That's a fine shot there from the general. 39 plays 56. Here is KJ Johnson, who draws the foul from the Rockets captain Martin Gale. And that'll be the first personal foul called against the Rockets skipper, as well as the 3rd foul of the quarter against the men in red. So 17 points, and now there's a bit of a scuffle potentially brewing between Martin Gale and KJ Johnson. Officials have got a job to do here as Johnson departs the floor. It's not often you see Martin Gale that animated. And fair play to the Breakers coach, Billy Beddoes, just urging his players for some calm. So too is Charles Smith. And it's been a hard-fought game. You don't want to see tensions boiling over, especially not with so much time left on the clock. Still 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Then we've got 10 in the 4th and final one. Thankfully, it does seem as though the animosity is gone, and in fact, the Breakers have turned this over. Here comes Zach Powell on the fast break. Takes on his man. And it is deflected off a Breakers' hand, so this will remain Rockets basketball. See what Gale can do from the inbound. Uses Tolawashe as the option. Okasieme's really deep there, gives it towards Powell, and Powell now is beginning to catch fire himself. Back-to-back mid-range. You can hear the decibels now amping up here at Nechells. As another foul is called here against Martin Gale. So it will be free throws here for Adrian Scarborough. Scarborough's first free throw is up, it's no good. Comes off the back of the rim. Scarborough's second one, exactly the same play, it ricochets out. So it's Rockets 41, Breakers 56. Also just an amendment to the previous foul called, it was against the number 14 of Zach Powell, not Martin Gale. So Gale still has 2 fouls against his name, that was Powell's third of the evening. Here is Zach Powell once more. Some silky handles in towards Tolawashe. Stuffed at the rim, Tolawashe wins back his own rebound though and puts in the layup. As Scarborough denied from behind, and now the Rockets look to go on a little bit of a stretch of their own. Gale from behind the arc, cashes it in off the glass. Huge three-point play, and the Rockets cut that deficit to just 10 points. Some calm amidst the chaos there from the Rockets captain. And it catalyses the timeout for the Breakers. Timeout had to be taken there. You could just see the momentum beginning to change hands here. And that really was some sensational stuff there from the home side. I mean, Zach Powell, 17 points. 7 from 12, he's shooting 58% from the floor, the majority of which are from 2-point range. In fact, only one of them has been from behind the line for 3. So 10 seconds left here in the timeout. And as a broadcaster, how lovely it would be to be a fly on the wall in those huddles, listening to the knowledge and the wisdom now the respective coaches are dropping. Tremendous respect for both figures, of course. Charles Smith, a legend up in Newcastle. As for Billy Beddoe, what he and everybody associated with Milton Keynes basketball have done in these past 3 seasons is so admirable. It really is. Cannot give them enough credits and enough plaudits. They really are a shining example of English basketball and how to run a community-based club. Here is Chris Towier then. Back towards Robinson. Out towards Kai Williams. Williams will now set the screen. Double team though is Johnson. Johnson falls down. And as you can hear from the reaction, a foul has been called against the Rockets there. So as a result of the accumulation of previous fouls, Johnson will go straight to the line here. Chance for a 2-point play here then for KJ Johnson, one of the real standouts for the Breakers this season. This is his first one. Let's see what the second one will bring. The second one is good. So Rockets 46, Breakers 57. Powell now to Tolawashe. I mean, those two really have been the destroyers in chief as far as the Rockets are concerned, and it is Tolawashe takes the shot and cashes it in. We've got an 8-point game now. Rockets 49, Breakers 57, as Nate Robinson brings it forward for Milton Keynes. Back with KJ Johnson. I mean, this battle really does excite the senses as a basketball fan here in England, watching two brilliant operators go head to head in Zach Powell and KJ Johnson. And the Rockets win back possession of the basketball here. Here is Zach Powell then. With the handles, alley-oop attempts up towards Okasieme. Well, it was sound logic. He was peeling off his man. You could see the movements from the Rockets' big man, but in the end the execution unfortunately just was not there, as Leon Henry, I think he's just been hit in the face there. Celebrates the call in the end. And it was an elbow to the face. It was pretty clear from here in the commentary position. Called against the number 8 of Nate Robinson. And perhaps for the first time in this game, the pressure beginning to tell on the faces of the Milton Keynes Breakers. Here is Leon Henry. And Henry once more, he draws the contact.
Oh, come on, man.
Although there will be a chat here from the official. A rather stern talking to in the end, probably about the celebrations that Henry is producing after these fouls. You can see this means so much to both of these teams. Really does. The Rockets looking to snap that 3 league game losing streak. As for the Breakers, they're looking to almost re-energise their season. I mean, they had a big win last week against the Derby Trailblazers. That got them back on track after 4 straight losses as Powell puts up the mid-range. Rebounded by Tawia, who bounces it over towards Freckleton. Tawia sets the screen there for Freckleton once more. Got Williams with him, instead goes to Tawia. This will be a battle in the post between him and Tolawashe. Freckleton puts up the 3. It was no good, but KJ Johnson now at the top of the line. He's been guarded by Henry. Screen sets, and Johnson goes through. Tawia with the putback. Makes it Rockets 49, Breakers 59. 10 points separate these two teams. Two sides who have never actually met before in this division. Here's Tolawashe. The short shot, no good. So it'll be Robinson to bring it forward for the visitors. And he's been called for a foul there. How's Chris Tawia? Turns over the ball in favour of the Rockets then. So 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining. Third foul against Chris Tawia, the number 25. 5th foul of the quarter against the Milton Keynes Breakers. And this one feels like it is going to come down to the wire. First 2-3 minutes of the 4th quarter, I think, will dictate this game massively. Here's Zach Powell, nice screen set there from Jackman. Powell takes the shot, slightly wide right. One back though by Martin Gale. Gale now burst into the paint himself, kicks it out into the corner. Powell, spin move. And he's adjudged to have been fouled there in the end. And this will be a potential 3-point play from the free throw line. Well, just looking at the officials talking to the scorers and statisticians there, we thought for a moment that Nate Robinson had been teched. And in fact, he has been teched. So this is a chance for a 4-point play now for Zach Powell. Makes his first free throw. Second one agonisingly spirals out. So 2 more free throws here for Zach Powell. Bangs in the third one. Rockets 51, Breakers 59. So the cries of "come on Zach" ring around Nechel's Wellbeing Centre, and Zach Powell obliges. Makes it a 3-point play in the end. And now he's straight on his defensive assessment of KJ Johnson. Those two playing the game of cat and mouse all evening long. Really excited to see how that comes to a conclusion in the fourth quarter as Adrian Scarborough spins his way out of bounds, and that will be Rockets basketball. 7 points separate the two teams here in the final minutes of quarter number 3. It's been a sensational game to watch, especially if you're neutral. One of those games where it will probably come down to maybe 1 or 2 big plays down the stretch. Here is Powell then, back to Jackman. Lovely crossover there from Powell. And that has come off the shin of Kai Walker. Goes out of bounds. This will still be Rockets' possession. Also, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you tuning into our live coverage of this NBL Division 1 match here this evening. We can only apologise about the bare-bones nature of the experience just for tonight, as Orland Jackman draws the foul. For our next game against the Nottingham Hoods, we will go back to our enhanced coverage with the scoreboard graphic. And of course our usual camera setup as well. We can only apologise about the current setup this evening. We have had a lot of technical gremlins, but we've battled through it. And from behalf of myself and everybody at the club, we thank you to all of you for tuning in and supporting us, because we have got a brilliant game of basketball on our hands here. Here is Jackman then, composes himself with a breath. Doesn't make the free throw though. So one more chance here to cut it down to a 6-point game. Jackman it is, makes it. So it's only a 1-point play, 30 seconds left on the clock. The Breakers happy just to maintain possession for the time being. Well, Charles Smith is infuriated by that call, but the officials have deemed that to have come off the shin of one of the Rockets players. And a potential turnover instead results in the Breakers maintaining possession. Here is Adrian Scarborough then. Out towards KJ Johnson. There will be a screen set behind the back of Zach Powell. Johnson generates some separation. It's rebounded though by Henry. Henry now comes forward. 5 seconds left on the clock. Henry kicks it in towards Jackman. Jackman left-handed layup. And it's no good. How big of a play could that prove to be in quarter number 4? Would have been a 4-point game. Instead it's 6 points that separate these two teams. It's the City of Birmingham Rockets on 53, the Milton Keynes Breakers on 59. And I tell you what, folks, it will be a Christmas miracle if I still have a voice left by the end of this one. It's the last home game of the season. Or the year even, I suppose, not the season. We've still got plenty of home games left, thankfully, from January through towards March and April. But of the calendar year 2024, and what a year it has been for the City of Birmingham Rockets as well. And first and foremost, just staying in the division last season and got off to a rather rocketing start, has to be said, to proceedings this year. But the last 3 games have provided some adversity, and this now could be crucial in terms of the rest of the season. Rockets currently with that record of 5-5. They're in 8th place. The Breakers are breathing down their necks. They're in 9th, having played 2 less games and with a record of 3-4. So 20 seconds left before we resume the action, and it is anybody's guess as to how this one will go. Here we go then, folks, we're ready for the restart here in quarter number 4. It's Rockets 53, Breakers 59. And we're 10 minutes away potentially from determining the winner of this one. It's Walker then to restart us. Back now with KJ Johnson. Johnson makes Powell lose his footing. Johnson peels off the screen. Kai Williams now from beyond the line. It's 3. It's a great start to the quarter here for the visitors. Makes the score 62 points to 53. Powell now, left-handed pass out towards Gale. Gale, bounce pass attempted towards CJ Hayden. He's brought down very unceremoniously in the end by a couple of the Breakers defenders. And this will still be Rockets basketball. There was a foul called in there actually against the number 4 of Adrian Scarborough. That's his 3rd personal foul of the evening. And the first against the Breakers here in quarter number 4. And just looking at that scoreboard, a lot of players actually on both sides of the court. Currently on 3 personal fouls. Sam Tolawashe for the Rockets, Zach Powell for the Rockets. So too has Lucas McGregor. As for the Breakers, I mean, a number of players. Adrian Scarborough is one of them. Nate Robinson is another. You've got Blaine Freckleton on 3 fouls. Chris Tawier on 3 fouls. So too is Troy McIndoe. As our stadium announcer Dave gets the home crowd going. Let's see if the players can feed off the energy here at Nechells. Tolawashe is wide open. He beat the buzzer but couldn't quite make the shot. And Freckleton does amazingly to get that ball back into the hands of Johnson. Here's Scarborough. Scarborough dishes it in towards Walker. Walker, really tough shots. And Scarborough read the angle of that one superbly. Just put himself in a great position, peeled off the potential box out, and lays in the second chance opportunity. Here is Tolawashe then. Out towards Henry. Henry takes the 3. Wide right on that one. Just need to calm it down ever so slightly here to the Rockets. Don't want that lead extending into double digits again. It's Johnson now. Being man-marked there by Zach Powell, not allowing any breathing room whatsoever. Johnson with the handles. Johnson with the three. And he looks over to his bench as if to say, that's me. I am him. Tolawashe though, can he respond with a three of his own? No, he can't. It's rebounded by Freckleton. And I think in there has been a reach called against Martin Gale. And indeed there has been. So that is a third personal foul called against Martin Gale for the evening. And that will bring about the first timeout of the half for Coach Smith and the City of Birmingham Rockets. I mean, what a game of basketball this has been so far. It really has been breathtaking. 8 minutes and 16 seconds left of regulation. But the Rockets will need something special here. They need a few of these threes to finally go in. I mean, I mentioned about those points in the paints. When they were behind by 4 in that department, it's now 6. And when we're looking at those 3-pointers, they made just 2 of them this evening. This is a side who have shot the second most in the entirety of the league. And yet they've only made 2 of their 3-pointers. Compare that to the Breakers. And it feels like almost every single one of their 3-pointers is going in. Johnson scored 2. Freckleton has scored 5. Williams has scored 1. Walker's scored 1. And on another night, maybe with some better looks, this game could be even closer. So it will be the inbound here for Kai Walker. KJ Johnson against Zach Powell again. Powell is all over him like a rash this evening. That's a lovely pass though from Walker. Richly applauded by his teammates on the bench. Split the Red Sea in 2. It's now Breakers 69, Rockets 53. Henry out towards Tolawashe. Bounces it in towards Jackman. Jackman decides to post up, utilising strength. There's a man open, it's Henry, and Henry makes it. Just breaks that drought for the home side. 56 plays 69. And Walker now eases his way through. Contested layup is good. Another 2-point play there for Kai Walker. Makes it a 15-point game. Zach Powell though to Jackman in towards Henry. Henry with the layup. Almost gets his own board. And in fact, I think he has drawn a foul. He has indeed. So that will be a 4th personal foul called against Adrian Scarborough. And that is the Breakers' first foul of quarter number 4. 7 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here on the clock. Here is Zach Powell out towards Tolawashe. Jackman, the top of the line. Powell, stutter step out towards Tolawashe in the corner. Big chance here for the Rockets. Can't quite connect with that one. But Johnson now brings it forward, urges a little bit of calm amidst all of the chaos here as Scarborough bullies his way into the paints and pops in the layup. Breakers now up by 73 points to 56. There really is a massive mountain now for the home side to climb here. Here is Jackman though, the former Commonwealth gold medalist. Can't make his 3. Walker now slings it out towards Williams. Williams in towards Scarborough. Scarborough's shot spirals out somehow. Jackman out towards Henry. Back towards Jackman. Lovely ball movement this. Left-handed layup. On the run is no good by Jackman. Johnson now in possession of that Wilson basketball. Freckleton to Williams. Back to Walker. And in the end, that's really brilliant defending that from Henry and Powell, reading the play. Lovely bounce pass up towards Tolawashe, who in the end I think has been called for a charge there. Correction there, he hasn't in fact been called for a charge. That is a foul against the number 11 of Kai Walker. So these will be some free throws now for Sam Tolawashe. Rockets still 15 points behind. So will be an and one opportunity. Chance to cut the deficit to just 14 points. Tolawashe gathers himself and makes it. Eats into the deficit. Bounce pass in towards Williams though, and that's something which MK have done well all night. It's just mixing up those plays in the post, in the paint, and of course in the perimeter. So important to have that varied offense. That shot from Johnson is no good though. And now Martin Gale can bring it forward for the City of Birmingham Rockets. Gale it is, back towards Okasieme, out towards McGregor. The left-hand corner, Tolawashe no, posts up and Tolawashe spins it in. 2 more points erased off the board. 61 plays 73 as we head towards the final 5 minutes of action here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. Johnson over the head pass to Kai Williams. And there's that hustle on the offensive glass once more. Williams in towards Scarborough. Bit of a mismatch against Tolawashe. And that will be a foul called against the Rockets, number 1. His 4th foul of the evening. Has to be a little bit careful now, does the experienced Rockets man. So it will be Scarborough at the line. Scarborough's first one is no good. Scarborough once more, second one is good. 13-point game, 61 plays 74. It's the Breakers who lead in this one. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Tolawashe and Gale look to marshal their men. The stifling MK defence really proving irresistible this evening. And Gale cannot make that shot. It was a tough one under a lot of pressure. Here's Robinson against his opposite number. And Robinson weaves his way through, attempts to throw down a tomahawk, but can't quite do it. There will be a foul called here against Kai Williams. His first foul of the evening, MK's 3rd of the 4th quarter. 4 minutes and 1 second remain in this one. Gale with the inbound it is then. Here's McGregor to Tolawashe. How the Rockets would love a big 3-point play here. Here is Tolawashe. He pulls up for the shots. Tolawashe can't make it though. And unfortunately that has happened on far too many occasions for the Rockets this evening. These shots just are not going in at all. And Johnson now rubbing salt into the wound. Spins around and makes the jump shots. As Henry's pass is intercepted there by Robinson. Robinson parts through and Robinson slams it down. Hangs off the rim for a good measure as well. And I think the Breakers now can sense blood in the water. Tolawashe, though, draws the foul there. So that'll be a second foul called against Kai Williams. Tolawashe will have a chance for a 2-point play here.
Come on, Sam.
Tolawashe is then with the free throw. First one is up and it's good. 62, plays 78. Tolawashe again, his second one is good. So Rockets on 63, Breakers on 78. Now you've got to think turnovers, 3-pointers. That is what the doctor is ordering for the Rockets. Will take something of a minor miracle as Johnson with a step back and makes it. This is unbelievable from KJ Johnson. Another dagger-like 3-pointer, and Zach Powell answers back with one of his own. There's still life in this one, folks, as Freckleton advances forward. Being guarded by Faris Magal. What a game it's been between those two. Johnson has Powell on skates and makes another 3-pointer. This is incredible. 29 points for KJ Johnson as Lucas McGregor answers back with a 2-pointer of his own, his first points of the evening. But the man of the moment here, who is cooking in the second city, is KJ Johnson, shooting 12 from 18. Most of which have been from 3-point range as well, as McGregor, I think, there has been caught from behind. He has indeed, yes, it was the number 5 of KJ Johnson. And that will be his third foul here of the evening, 5th against MK in this 4th. And what is looking like increasingly final quarter. So McGregor it is, makes the first one. So one remains, 1 minute and 49 seconds left in this one. Rockets 69, Breakers 84. So here is McGregor back to Powell. 1 minute 40 remains. Here is Zach Powell. Bounce pass in towards Ari Davudi. Can't make it. Rebounded by Adrian Scarborough. Gives it out towards Robinson. So 90 seconds remain. It's Rockets 69. MK Breakers 84. And it looks increasingly as though it will be the Buckinghamshire-based team who will get their 4th victory on the board here in NBL Division 1. He had a really, really tough stretch of games. At one point losing 4 in a row. But that victory against Derby last week, against one of the front runners within playoff contention, really has seemed to spark some life into this unit. Of course, they've got that Big Cup quarter-final tomorrow as well, against the Hemel Storm. So this could prove to be a very, very memorable weekend indeed, as Blaine Freckleton comes off and Temi George comes on in his place. Kai Williams also makes way. Scarborough's first free throw is no good. And for the first time this evening, we'll see Jaguar Jackson as well, wearing the number 3. Here is Scarborough, second one, no good. Very wayward. It's a bit of a battle there with Nectarius Papadopoulos. And the ball is held up, so this will be Rockets' possession. Troy McIndoe also checks back in for the MK Breakers. Will be another couple of changes here as well for the visiting siders. I think Damien Ogadan has come on. So too has Noah Brown, wearing the number 12. There's just a little bit of a delay here as the officials chat with our scorers and statisticians. 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the clock. So we are getting ready for the restart then. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Here is Lucas McGregor. He bursts his way through, kicks it out towards McGall. McGall wide right with that one. Davudi attempts to win it back, but it's gone out of bounds. So a little over 1 minute remaining in this one. As Jackson surges forward for the men in black. And he draws the foul as well. That is called against the number 0 of Faris Magal. So still be MK basketball as we head into the final minute. Jackson slices his way through and draws the and one as well. So 86 now plays 69. And just going through some of the previous scores for Milton Keynes this season, yet to break the 90-point mark in the league. So this would be a nice feather in the cap for Billy Beddoes' side. Also shows an awful lot of hearts on the defensive side as Jackson brings up the 90s. That is the first time that MK have reached it here in the 24-25 season. This really has been a clinic from the visiting side this evening. On both sides of the court, and of course KJ Johnson with his 29-point performance will take the vast majority of the plaudits. But fair play as well to each and every single one of them on defence. The Rockets, such a brilliant scoring outfit. Used to watching them scoring 90, 100 plus scores, and instead, well, they've been kept to 69. No, McGall does make his free throws there. Here is Jackson. There'll be a turnover in possession here. And we are just waiting actually while the scoreboard updates. We had a little bit of a technical glitch there in the system. Is indeed Rockets 70, 71. Breakers 90, 21 seconds left on the clock then. Davudi out towards Papadopoulos, back towards McGregor. 9 seconds left on the shot clock, out towards Papadopoulos. Can't quite connect, and I think this will be that. Temi George brings it forward as the seconds ebb away. The final buzzer goes. It is the MK Breakers who emerge victorious in this NBL Division 1 matchup at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. Billy Beddoes' side emerging victorious by a scoreline of 90 points to 71. And I know I've mentioned him throughout the broadcast this evening, but KJ Johnson, take a bow. 29 points, 66% field goal percentage. And as if that wasn't enough, couple of rebounds, 8 assists to boot as well. Absolutely unbelievable. So too were Blaine Freckleton and Kai Walker. Scores of 15 and 13 for those two respectively. And Adrian Scarborough and Chris Tawier also producing the goods with both the rebounds and 8 points apiece. As for the Rockets, a bitterly disappointing end to the calendar year here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. It's 4 league losses in a row. So the team, for the first time this season, falls to a losing record. They're now 5-6 after 11 matches. Work to be done heading into the new year, but it was just one of those nights when nothing seemed to go in. Tolawashe scored 20 points, but he shot 31% from the floor. Powell had a good night as well, 21 points. He shot 53%, scoring 8 of his 15 attempted shots. But other than that, Martin Gale was the only other Rockets player to enter double digits. It's been a frustrating night for Charles Smith's men, but that will be that. It's all she wrote for this matchup between the Breakers and the Rockets. We wish you all a very good evening here on Super Saturday, and thank you once again for your support here on the live stream. But that is it from myself, Aaron Viles, and all of us here at the City of Birmingham Rockets for 2024, and we will see you right back here on the YouTube channel on Saturday the 4th of January as the Rockets take on the Nottingham Hoods and look to get back to winning ways here on home court in the Second City.